The hows and whys of barbecuing and grilling. In the next few minutes, we'll be discussing barbecuing and grilling. First, we'll talk about barbecuing. Barbecuing has been around for many centuries. Barbecuing is done at a very low and slow temperatures. It takes a very long time to properly barbecue a product. And you say to yourself, well, why is that? A lot of times it's bigger pieces of meat, cheaper cuts, and in order to become tender, they need a lower period of heat and a slower period of time. When we talk about grilling, grilling is done a little differently. A higher heat to sear the meat, and then it is slowly cooked after a few minutes. When we grill fish, chicken, beef, it may only take 10 to 25 minutes. When we barbecue a pork butt or a beef brisket, that may take 8, 10, 12 hours. I'd like to talk a little bit about the cooking vessels. When barbecuing, sometimes people take old drums, split them in half, put legs on them, and use them as a barbecue. When we're talking about grills, we talk about the common grill that we see in households that has a big grate like you see here and burners underneath, and you can adjust the temperature. Now, when we're talking about cooking utensils, in front of me I have a spatula used for burgers and sometimes flat surface fish, tongs, easy to pick up hot dogs and rounder piece of foods, a fork. Sometimes when we have big pieces of meat, we like to use the fork to flip them. Sometimes we have fish. Tongs are tough to use because they will break the food. When you have a flat burger or a flat piece of beef or product, a spatula always comes in handy. This is easy to pick the food up off the grate. Now, when we talk about the types of foods that we use for barbecuing or grilling, when barbecuing, we like to have whole big pieces of meats. As I said before, pork butt, a brisket, whole pigs, sides of beef. They're usually injected or dry rubbed and then put at a low temperature, sometimes 175, 225, and the meat takes 8 to 10 hours to cook, sometimes 16 to 20 depending on the size. When we talk about grilled foods, quick marinades, for instance this teriyaki sauce that I have in front of me, because of the sodium content, and you can get less sodium, that will help break the tissues down and make the meat tender. After marinating a product for about 30 to 45 minutes or an hour, then we take the product, have a little bit of oil on it, throw it on a hot grate, and cook it. When we want to get grill marks, as we see some of the food in front of us, you will then move the food to the right of the grate. You move the food to the left of the grate, flip it over once. At that point, the grill marks are only shown on one side. Then, on most of our common grills that we see, there's always a second tier. So once you mark the foods like you see here, then we move it up to the second level of the grill and leave it cooked depending on how thick or how big the piece of protein or product is. And you ask yourself, what products can we grill? Well, in front of me I have pork loin, I have chicken breast, vegetables, potatoes. I've even gone as far as making flatbreads on a grill. Roll the dough out, brush it with a little olive oil, throw it on the grill, the bread will rise. Grills and barbecuing have been around for a long time. The foods are flavorful, you don't mess up your kitchen, and it's easy to use. So don't be afraid of grilling or barbecuing. It's the summertime, have fun, go outside, and enjoy the cuisine. So I thank you for this time, and I hope we're all still grilling. Have a wonderful day.